Good evening, good evening, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Welcome back again to another podcast presentation of Yosef's 2 Cents. I'm your man, Yosef X, and tonight I want to discuss and dissect the recent divorce of one R&B crooner, Tyrese Gibson, and his wife, Samantha Lee Gibson. And I'm also going to pinpoint once again why men do not trust women here in the Western Hemisphere. So sit back, unwind, and in just a few moments, we are going to sit down and reason together. Don't go too far. We'll be back in a few moments. Well, looks like having technical difficulties, so I know what that means. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. It's raining here, so that's part of the reason why we're messed up. Brother Barron and Lady Marla, good evening to you. Thank you for joining me again. I do appreciate it. Let me see if I can if I can get rid of this problem here. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. Brother Sam, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us as well. Give me a few more seconds. I am going to be with you in just a few moments. And I do apologize for the tardiness. It's raining outside, and I'm still not 100%. But we are going to spend some time together for the next few moments. I hope you all are having a beautiful and dry and safe Sunday evening. Hope everything is well with you. Let me try this right quick and see if this will work. See how this goes. All right. Okay. I think we're back on track now. Hope everything. All right. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Recently, one well-known R&B crooner and well-known actor Tyrese Gibson is going through what many a man here in the West has gone through in terms of the war of divorce. And unfortunately for him, he has become another casualty of divorce. I appreciate that, Lady Marla. It went pretty well. It went pretty well. Thank you so much. Tyrese Gibson, actor, R&B crooner, one of the top talents in the entertainment field, has now become a casualty of divorce. Recently, a judge had the nerve and the audacity to scold Tyrese Gibson by saying, "You don't ask the questions." He was scolded by a judge for giving back talk in court, as he was ordered to pay his ex-wife $10,000 a month in child support. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, how many times do I have to tell you once again that marriage is no longer beautiful here in the West? There is an attack on the human family. Now, according to this article, from the dailymail.co.uk. It says that a judge scolded Tyrese Gibson and ordered him to pay $10,690 a month in child support for his 3-year-old daughter, Soraya, amid his divorce from ex-wife Samantha Lee Gibson. TMZ reports that things got tense during a proceeding before Superior Court Judge Kevin M. Farmer, after Samantha's attorney noted Tyrese, 43, had amassed over $2 million in 2018, despite him claiming to have been in financial ruin at the time. I'm going to tell you all something. And see, tonight, what I'm getting ready to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's not only going to be a refresher's course or a reminder, but I'm getting ready to trigger you. I'm getting ready to share things with you that people don't dare talk about because they're too cowardly to talk about. And I'm going to get to your observations in a moment, but I'm setting up my argument here. You have to understand, gentlemen, you may believe in love, but women in the West, they believe in business. They see you as a tool. They see you as a come up. They don't have the wherewithal or the intelligence or the decency to see you as a human being. Why? Because for the last almost doggone near 6 decades, this has been their entire gospel. I'm strong and I'm independent and I don't need no man and I don't owe a man a damn thing. That is what they have been saying. Point blank, period. And I've also told you in the past that the entire divorce industry now has amassed nearly between 55 and 60 billion dollars in almost the last 7 years. I've also told you in the past that these women have a plan concocted in their minds that they are going to divorce you even before the marriage. Now, before I went on the air with you, I raised the question, what on earth is a starter husband? I got my answer. A starter husband, and I'm going to paraphrase it, a starter husband is when a female, not a woman, not a lady, but a female marries a man who has amassed a tremendous amount of wealth. You marry him for a few years and then you divorce him and you suck up and out half of his resources, and then you move on to the next poor soul. And then you marry them for a few years, and it's a never-ending, continual, perpetual cycle. This is what this is. And if by chance you don't believe me, I'll put up a sound bite so all of you can hear it for yourselves. Since you really can't believe what you are hearing tonight, fret not, worry not, fear not, because you know me, I have receipts. And if that means me having to share with you on my statuses, on my Facebook profile, or my YouTube channel, guess what? I will provide receipts. You don't believe me? Let me pull it up just a moment. But before I do, let me continue reading this article, and then we shall proceed on. I feel like a lawyer tonight. However, he was cut off by Judge Kevin M. Farmer, who yelled at him, "You don't ask questions. That's not how this works." The judge also allegedly threatened to hold the singer in contempt should he misbehave again. The singer, during a proceeding in Fulton County, Georgia, also became officially single as the judge granted the petition for divorce from his estranged wife, according to an article from TMZ. He was also not required to pay spousal support to Gibson. Let me tell you something. Whenever you hear reports of celebrities going through hell with these wicked Jezebels, guess what? Unfortunately, this is all too commonplace. It is. Matter of fact, let me pull up this soundbite so you all can hear this for yourself about what a starter husband is. You can't make this crap up. You can't. Let me pull it up right quick. And the soundbite is being provided by Mrs. Danica Marie Bell. Shout out to you, little big sis. Keep doing what you're doing. And please, ma'am, don't let these struggle faces get you down. And the struggle bots, I mean, I'm not talking about these Jezebels alone. I'm talking about also these sorry, disgusting, weak, wimpish, two-faced bastards who call themselves men. You got to be kidding me. Let me pull this up right quick. Now, mind you, what I'm getting ready to share with you guys, well, you ladies and you gentlemen, you can't make this up. You can't. You can't make this up. So get ready for it. This is what a starter husband is. You are not going to believe this. Take a
coming through. Wait a minute. Have you all never heard of starter husbands? So there's this saying. You can work for 20 plus years and maybe make $10 million, or you can get married and make $20 million instantly. Having a starter husband is a form of social climbing and building your fortune. And I'm not saying that it's right or that it's ethical, but it is a very real thing in the affluent community. Basically, what happens is a woman marries just for money, and then they're together for a few years, they get divorced, and she takes half of everything. And then she repeats the process. I don't fully understand the full dynamics of that, but once you're rich, it's easier to marry rich, and they just keep marrying rich until they're just rich by themselves. And ladies, that is the concept of a starter husband.
Can you all believe this? Hold on. Can you all believe this? Now, you all heard this for yourselves. You all heard this for yourselves. Do I need to play it again? Just so you know, I'm not making this crap up. Now, you all are probably wondering, Yosef, marriage is supposed to be a beautiful institution that was orchestrated by the Most High. Of course it is. But once again, look at what we've done. We've taken something so beautiful, right? So beautiful, so precious, so majestic. And what have we done with it? We've commercialized it. Yep. We certainly have indeed commercialized it. Yes, we have. We've commercialized it. Yep. Yeah, we have. We've commercialized marriage. We've commercialized sex. We've commercialized the principles of loving our parents and loving our brothers and sisters. What does that tell you? Human beings today just aren't worth a damn. Point blank, period. Why do you think I keep saying unto all of you that people are not people anymore? People aren't people anymore. Point blank, period. But you're not going to believe the reason why. Tyrese's now ex-wife says she wanted a divorce. You're not going to believe it. Guess what? If you want me to reveal to you her reason, if you want me to reveal to you her rationale as to why she wanted a divorce from Tyrese, put a number 1 in the chat. Type number 1 in the comment thread if you want me to tell you why. It ain't sex. It ain't sex. No, it ain't sex. Okay, good. The number 1 reason why she wanted to divorce Tyrese Gibson, her husband, is because she said, no, no, it's not. It is not because of body odor. No, no, it's not because of sex. It's not because of body odor. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, 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 no. Her reason as to why she wanted to divorce Tyrese Gibson is because she said he works too much. Yep. He works too much. I'm getting a divorce. You stupid cunt. You buffoon. You idiot. That is what a man is supposed to do. That is what she said. The reason why that she wanted to divorce Tyrese is because the man works too much. Let me ask a question. How else is a man is supposed to provide for himself and provide for his family if he doesn't work? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the Bible teach that if a man don't work, he don't eat? Right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But doesn't the scripture say that if a man don't work, he don't eat? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But I was taught that the scripture teaches you that if a man don't eat, if a man don't work, he don't eat. Well, I'm going to tell you something. We're going to dissect this. We're going to dissect this. And like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, the truth is, I'm getting ready to say some stuff that's going to trigger you. You will be triggered. You shall be triggered. Now, let me go back and observe your observations. On the YouTube side, Brother Sam says his white ex-wife, and he forgot he's a black man, while he was loving the other side. On the Facebook side, Brother Barron says, true. I also believe that, and it takes a special type of man to change her overview on marriage. On the YouTube side, Brother Sam says, prenuptial. Brother Barron says, yes, it has been happening for years. Sam says, believable. He continues on. Then they still want a big wedding. Lady Marla says, sad situation. Brother Barron says, she's controlling and that was her plan. Lady Marla says her mother taught her that way of life. Brother Sam says that was her motive already while dating him. Now, I'm getting ready to piggyback off of every one of your observations that I have acknowledged. Now, see, here's the deal. Let me piggyback off of Brother Sam's observation first. He says his white ex-wife, and he forgot he's a black man while he's loving the other side. Brother Sam, there's no denying it. I will be an absolute idiot to argue with you or to counter argue that point, that observation. I would. Even the Bible teaches against interracial marriage and relationships. Yeah, it does. Uh-oh. It does? Yep. Why do you think the Most High was telling his people not to marry other people of other nations? Not to get involved with people of other nationalities because they believe in paganism. Other people of other nationalities are polytheists. Whereas the nation of Israel, they are not polytheists. They are supposed to be monotheists. Monotheistic. See? When the Most High instructed the children of Israel to not marry foreign people, because he knew that foreign nations would lead the children of Israel astray. And see, here's something else too. The psychological apparatus of the modern day westernized woman, it is not confined or conduced to only the white woman or the black woman, because this is a universal problem. You also have heard me say that before too. In the scriptures, it goes up against interracial dating and marriages and relationships. Okay? Now, I'm not going to gain the reputation of penis policing any man. But I'm going to tell you what my convictions are. My convictions are, because of what I have observed firsthand, interracial marriages and relationships and dating is forbidden. And it's right there in your books of scriptures. Oh, I forgot. You just read and you study selected passages of scripture because you don't want it to disturb your little conscience. You don't want it to disturb your delusions. Okay. I've also said that this is a problem that is not just confined to melanated people, non-melanated people. It is a universal problem. It is a universal issue. And it is. That is exactly what this is. And for anybody to overlook this reality, you are a delusional fool. Point blank, period. Now, in the chat, one more time, how many, if you remember me telling you that people will act also their genetics, in the chat, put the number 2. If you remember me saying in the past that people will act their genetics. You all have heard me say people will act their genetics. If you remember that, put a number 2 in the comment thread. Okay? Because I'm going to delve a little bit deeper into that regard. Okay? All right, good. Here is the deal. Okay? And the reason why I want to remind you all again that people will act their genetics is based upon the observation by Lady Marla. She says her mother taught her that way of life. Could be. And if that is the case, I'm not surprised. Because let me share this with you also. Whenever a man and a woman gets together and they have sexual intercourse, especially if the sex is unprotected, the fact is, as quiet as it is kept, there's a whole lot of women that have a high body count. And each time they lay down with a man, and that man ejaculates himself into the woman's vaginal tract, his DNA stays in her forever. Now, here's the thing. When the woman gets pregnant, that last partner that she laid down with, that may be his child. However, that child has multiple men's DNA inside of that child. The baby can't help it. People act their genetics. I keep telling y'all. You have to pay attention to the behavioral patterns of the woman and the child. You have to, I'm trying to help y'all out, man. I'm trying to help y'all out again. See, this is something that we don't want to talk about. But not only is it genetics, not only is it genetic, but it's also environmental. Oh, yeah. It is environmental. It's twofold as to why women act the way they act, genetically and in terms of their ecology. And when you have a situation where a baby that may belong to both the mother and the father, but before the wife settled down with her husband, people fail to realize this chick had multiple partners before I came along. You may have some characteristics of you, but guess what? You ain't the only fella whose traits that baby has. People don't want to talk about that. See? So when you have a situation of this magnitude, this is the end result. This is it. I keep telling y'all, in the West, they continue to push the narrative that as long as you have a vagina and as long as you're a female, you can do anything you want to. But thank goodness that more and more men are waking up to this reality. And that's why Davis Bridal Shower has filed for, I think, Chapter 13 bankruptcy. See, if you learn to pay attention and you decipher, right? You decipher what's really going on instead of operating off of what the mainstream media is telling you, this false narrative that they're pushing, and you look beyond the veil. Guess what? They're not going to like it. And this is the reason why men not only don't trust women, but they don't respect them. And it's gotten to the point now where even men that have been in long-term marriages and relationships for a very long time, they are starting to give their wives the side eye too, because they understand the nature of females. See, men ain't stupid. Now, some of them are going to fall by the wayside, but that's their choice that they've made. But I'm talking about the men that's not only learning, but are also doing something about their situation. That's why I fault no man. If they say that they're not going to get married, or they don't want to get married, or they don't want to be in a relationship, I don't fault that man. Because the majority of women, which is 80%, 85% of women in the country, in the West, initiates the divorce. Sad situation, isn't it? Of course it's sad. But what do you do? What do you do? What can you do? Huh? This is the very end result. Daniel P., what's going on, bruh? Welcome to the fray. Thanks for joining us. And because more and more men are waking up, and they are boldly declaring, man, I don't want to be bothered with her. She's a 304. She's a slore. She's a whore. She's a cut. She's a cunt. She's a slut. Men ain't going for it. Men are literally getting up and walking away. I mean, can you blame them? I don't. I don't blame them one bit. See, people hate it when people are able to think for themselves independently. People can't be manipulated. Then people gonna get mad because other people won't allow themselves to be manipulated. Think about it. But you see, let me share this too. I hadn't said this in a while either. Here's the deal. You know why the divorce industry is doggone near $60 billion? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. The reason why the divorce industry is doggone near $60 billion is not only because the Jezebel ex-wife is going to get her cut of the pie, her piece of the pie, but you also got you got these shyster lawyers that coaches these dames into jipping these men out of their hard-earned money. And the judge is going to get his slice under the table too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember, it's all about money. It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the dead presidents. By hook or by crook or by snook, they want their money. And they're going to get it at that man's expense. That's right. They're going to get it at that man's expense. I don't care, come hell or high water. That's what's going to happen. That's why these men, unfortunately, have to pay such an exorbitant amount of money. The shyster lawyer is going to get his cut. That shyster judge, that crooked, corrupt bastard judge is going to get his cut. And the Jezebel is going to leave with the majority of the money. And that's why men are not playing the game of marriage. And if men do get married, they damn sure are not going to get married under this system here in the United States. They're going to go by the Islamic tradition or the Indian tradition of marriage, not in the United States. Do you continue to see the idiocracy and the lunacy of human beings today? Think about it. Men are literally continuing to walk away. Point blank, period. They're walking away. Period. They are walking away. Now you're starting to see a little bit more where a woman has to pay off her husband in spousal support. But mainly, it's these toxic dames. Somebody's looking at this post or this somebody is listening rather to this live feed in there saying, I wish this nigga would shut up. Well, nobody's going to make me shut up, and you don't have the kahunas to make me to shut up. So the only thing that you can do is follow your own advice, and maybe, just maybe, you'll learn something. Why you always got to be saying something? Why do you have to be a weak, wimpish little bastard who was raised by a toxic single mother? Probably. I can't stand him. He think he's something. I don't have to think about it. I already know it. Besides, that's just really confused admiration. A friend of mine told me that. Anyway, like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel, the Yosef Isaiah Benjamin Network. On the Facebook side, like, share, and tag your family and your friends and tell them to tune in to the Yosef's 2 Cents podcast on this rainy Sunday evening. Let me acknowledge your observations, and then we're going to take a brief intermission. Brother Barron says, women still say to me that I married a white woman, and they are completely wrong. They will only educate themselves. See, the reason why they said that, Brother Barron, is because, number one, you are the kind of man that they rejected in high school, and they're kicking themselves for it now. And they're jealous of you, and they're jealous of Nadia too. That's really what that is. See, whenever you find a woman that says some garbage like this, bruh Barron, whenever you find a woman that says this kind of garbage, you remind them of the man they could have married, but their whorish ways, and they mismanaged their time and their bodies, and now they're kicking themselves for it. That's all it is. That's all. That's all. That's all. He continues. Like when a woman is pregnant with twins, the women produce them. Men don't produce twins. Right. Those twins may belong to that man, but doggone it, they have inherited other traits from other sex partners before that woman settled with that man, the husband. Daniel P. says, no, you can't blame men for rejecting state system marriage. Good men, plenty of them have gotten destroyed, used, and damn spirits drained to the point of death. Yeah, they have. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Lady Marla concurs. Brother Sam says, vice versa, the woman is financially low and she has to pay the ex-husband. We're starting to see reports and hear reports of this a little bit more. It's picking up a whole lot of steam. Not a whole lot, but it is picking up a lot of steam. Because you have to remember something. There is a perpetual attack on men and boys and the family. See? But they're getting what they wanted. They got what they wanted. And now they're losing. They've lost what they had. Period. Daniel P. says marriage is not about love anymore, but consuming and sucking the life and resources of the man. Yes. Yes. We said that a few moments before you came on. You're spot on, bro. You are absolutely spot on. And that's why men continues to boycott not only marriages, but they continue to boycott relationships, personally and professionally as well. Yeah, of course. And here is, doggone it, the double standard. The double standard. See, it's all right for a woman to have standards. It's all right for a woman to have standards, but a man can't have any. Man ain't gonna do that. And while the rest of these idiots are glorifying all these non-talented idiots, the ones that should be respected a whole lot more are the blue collar workers, because they're the ones that's making this country still operate. The plumbers, the carpenters, the contractors, your blue collar workers, your truck drivers. They're the ones that's still making it even possible for these idiots to call themselves to perform. But that's another story. It's 34 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And what I'm getting ready to do is take a brief intermission. And when we come back, we are going to discuss a little bit further this whole Tyrese Gibson divorce. And where situations like Tyrese's situation is going to wind up having more and more men, well, kleptogamists, and these toxic females are heading to their graves. It's heading in that direction. It really is. You may not think that it is, but I'm going to share with you as to why I think it's heading in that direction. Now, I might be wrong. However, there's a reason why I believe that it's truly heading in that direction. Now, again, I might be wrong, but I honestly believe that there's going to be a whole lot, men and women, that eventually is going to be taken out. It's sad. It really is sad, believe me. And while we get set up, I want to tell y'all how appreciative I am of y'all for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen to my podcast. It really means a lot. I do not take it for granted. I want y'all to know that. All right, let's see. I apologize, y'all. Give me 1 second. It's raining here. And my Wi-Fi is slow. So we got a lot going on. Normally, I wouldn't have these kind of problems. Maybe it ain't meant for me to take an intermission. All right. This is what I'm just going to have to do. All right. Finally, we got something. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a few moments. This is Yosef's 2 cents. We'll be back. All right, y'all. We are back on to Yosef's 2 Cents. I'm your man, Yosef X, and tonight we are discussing the Tyrese Gibson divorce and why it continues to drive a wedge between man and woman. I apologize, Brother Barron. I actually thought I had put the announcement up on my timeline as well as my YouTube channel. I do apologize for that. When you're fighting off this head cold, it messes your head up when it comes down to thinking straight. That's on me. But I apologize for that. That was my mistake. I apologize for that. Yeah. If y'all have any announcements, we'll make the announcements at the end of the podcast. Yeah, if you have any announcements, we'll make them at the end of the podcast. But I want to delve deeper into this Tyrese Gibson divorce. So Tyrese, the man is talented. He's a good actor. The man can sing. He's a talented artist. But men like Tyrese are targets. You know why he's a target? He's tall. He's dark. The man is good looking. The man has an athletic build. And when you have all that going for you, and you're talented, like Tyrese is, unfortunately, that makes him a high value target. It does. It makes him a high value target. And the reason why that makes him a high value target is because, just like we said earlier, as well as Daniel P., women don't look at men as human beings. That's what that's what men don't understand. Because the truth be told, when you get married under this godless system, this unholy system, that in itself, believe it or not, that's suicide. It is. That's suicide. It is. That is suicide. Please believe that. Brother Daniel, there's a lot of men that shares in your sentiments. Daniel P says he should have never got married again after his first divorce, paying the child support and the alimony. Shaking my head. See, here's my thing. I believe in the institution of marriage because the Most High instituted. As a matter of fact, that was the first relationship between a man and a woman, according to the scriptures. Marriage. And albeit I believe in the institution of marriage, that don't mean that I'm going to be a dummy. You know, no man should ever just go and marry somebody just blindly. Don't do that. I never advocated that. Not one time have any of you ever heard me tell you, well, I still believe you should go ahead and get married and hope for the best anyway. No. But yet you still have some idiots out here that will champion the cause of getting married in spite of. I told you all yesterday when I preached to you. I said, if you choose to get married, you better get married at your own risk. And instead of these preachers telling these men that they need to marry these single mothers, no, these single mothers need to go and find the fathers of these children. I get so sick and tired of stupid people. These ignorant fools getting single men who don't have children and advocating that they should marry single mothers. No. And then they're going to try and shame these men for not wanting to marry these single mothers. Please. No. But I will give Tyrese credit. And I heard him say this. He is going to champion the cause of single fathers. Maybe these different situations needed to happen to him. And I'm not rooting, and I'm glad he's going through it. No. But maybe it needed to happen to him to open his eyes to some things, to open his eyes to the nature of these dames, to open his eyes to the nature of the family court system. Maybe all of this needed to happen, so he would no longer just be blinded to these things. See? But once again, in all sincerity, in all truth, people don't want to talk about this kind of stuff. They want to keep it hush hush. See? But I'm not going to ever laugh at anybody's calamity again. Not that I really have a reputation of laughing at other people's. I mean, I've done it a few times, but looking back at it, in retrospect, that was immature of me. And ever since I stopped laughing at other people's calamities, I learned from them. It's made me more cautious. And see, all of this, once again, folks, it's just reminders of what not to do. Really. All of this serves as just reminders as what you should not do. See? But people are going to be people. Humans are going human. Yeah. And you know something? It takes crisis to open our eyes to some things. It takes crisis. It takes challenges to remove the cataracts from our eyes, you see? And I really think this was Tyrese's what they call come to Jesus moment. I think Tyrese is having his come to Jesus moment right at this hour. And because he's now realizing the things that he didn't see before, now he sees. But once again, folks, once again, this takes situational awareness and deductive reasoning skills, as well as properly receiving education on the science of sex and relationships. If more and more men would look at selecting a mate as a science and not just the first skirt tail that comes by, then we would not be having all of these problems. But it certainly did bring him back to earth. Or as Daniel P says, Tyrese got his simp wake-up call. Ain't no lies told. No lies are told. Daniel P also says, when Yah says, be fruitful and multiply, it cannot be done in this wicked system. Children are nothing but dollar bills and playthings of control to uproot the man's authority over his family, causing him pain and heartache, upon which a lot of these women don't even want nor love their children they birth. Just a means to an end. Brother, you have no idea just how right you are. And I've been saying the same thing. I've been saying the same thing. Like for real, I've been saying the same thing. I've been saying this for a long time. Now, here's the thing. Y'all can get mad at me all you want, because I told y'all before, all my giver, you know what's, are gone. But I'm going to say this anyways. The truth is that the melanated woman in the melanated community is responsible for the destruction of the melanated family. And Dr. Shahrazad Ali has been saying the same exact thing longer than I have been in the world. Matter of fact, she's been saying it ever since I was about 6 or 7, 8 years old. Matter of fact, Dr. Shahrazad Ali, she's been saying the exact same thing. I'm going to give you all a refreshers course as we get ready to get out of here. As y'all know, Dr. King was assassinated in 1968. 2 years after Dr. King's assassination, when did you start seeing the downfall or the beginning of the melanated family structure or nucleus become destroyed? 1970. Because that is when they started to deindustrialize the industrial industry. Because prior to Dr. King's assassination, if you were working in a factory, you could retire. You could enjoy the rest of your retirement. You sure could. If you worked as a carpenter or a contractor, or you worked in the factory prior to 1970, man, you could retire without any problems, without any discrepancies. But when this government started handing out government assistance, the melanated woman sold out the melanated family and started sleeping with Big Daddy government, kicking the father out of the household. All of this started 2 years after Dr. King's assassination, 1970. This is when they started the rise of the single parent household, 1970. 2 years 24 months according to the Gregorian calendar after Dr. King's assassination. Look this up. And ever since the rise of the single parent household took place and the family nucleus was destroyed, this is the end result. The social destruction of the melanated family. Other families too, but the primary target has been melanated people that look like me and you. And to make it worse, we gave them the ammunition to have us destroyed. Single parent households are now glorified. But let me give y'all my final 2 cents and I'm out of here. When it comes down to brother Tyrese, and see, this man went through this not once, but twice. Unfortunately, he's not the only man to go through this. He's not. Unfortunately, he's another casualty. You know why he's another casualty? It's simple. Him, like many other men, have not used situational awareness and deductive reasoning skills. Men and women really just don't know how to properly pick a mate. Point blank, period. Men like Tyrese Gibson, Johnny Depp, Jonathan Majors, they're targets. They're high value targets. And then you already have heard what a starter husband is. I hope not. I hope it is his last, man. I really do. I really do. Until men understand that we are in a weaponized situation, that this whole world, that everything is weaponized against us, situations like this is going to get worse. It's going to continue to happen. It's going to perpetually continue to transpire. Gentlemen, you have to develop your situational awareness and deductive reasoning skills. You also have to develop discipline. Never mind motivation. Use discipline. Let me acknowledge Daniel P's observation, and then we're out of here. Says black men was forced out even to the point police was even called on them, that they wanted to stay in their homes. Plus, plenty of black women done up and ran away from their husbands to live single mother housing complexes, taking his child against their will without him knowing. Bro, everything you said, bro, I've been saying the same thing. I've been saying the exact same thing. And what else is getting ready to happen is this. See, all of these children are going to find out the truth. The children is going to find out who has been the real problem between the parents. And when the children find out who the real problems are going to be, or has been, that child is going to resent the mother so much so that the mother is going to wind up old and alone. See, women like Tyrese's ex-wife, they are void of any moral decency and principle. They are amoral. They are the real menace. They are. And because now they themselves are the real menaces to society. Excuse me. That's why more and more men shall continue to walk away. More and more men will continue to treat women accordingly. And furthermore, they're going to start treating these kleptogamists accordingly too. It's coming. And unfortunately, you're going to have some casualties. I'm talking about some physical casualties. Appreciate it, brother Baron. Appreciate your compliment. All y'all got to do is just sit back and relax and just take notes. That's all y'all got to do. That's all y'all got to do. Just sit back, relax. Don't say anything. Just sit down in the cut, take notes, and observe. Because if you think things are bad now, for a lot of people, it's going to get much worse. Hot girl summer ain't going to be so hot. Some of these 304s are going to be looking like a black summer's night. I ain't trying to insult the great singer Maxwell's album or CD, his project from about 10 years ago, Black Summer's Night. That was a fantastic CD. That was a fantastic project. But yeah, they ain't gonna be looking like a hot girl summer. It's gonna be a broke girl summer. Looking like a black summer's night. All right, y'all. I felt y'all long enough. Daniel P says black women treat black men the way they do because black men haven't snapped yet. But old boy is coming sooner than when of course it is, man. Of course. It's coming. Yeah, brother Baron, they looking like a black summer's night. brother said, Lord, they've already, well, it's unfortunately it's going to be some more to come. But Daniel P is right, man. Black men are going to start, listen, the chains of inner restraints are going to drop. Melanated men and men in general are going to drop the chains of inner restraints, and they're going to tap into their inner Vikings, their inner warlords, their inner barbarians, and Pandora's box is not going to just be opened. The doors is going to be kicked down. The gates of hell will be unleashed. And as frightening as The Undertaker was when he was an active competitor, the character of The Undertaker will not hold a candle to the wrath and the fury of an angry and disgruntled melanated man or non-melanated man. You watch what I tell you. Because I've been telling y'all the same thing Daniel P just said. It's happening. It's going to come. And when it happens, I don't know where I'll be. But I'm going to be like, I told y'all. I told y'all. I told you. But since people don't want to listen, oh well. I told you. I told you this is going to happen. And when it does happen, I'm not going to be anywhere around. I'm just going to report on it when the time is right. Good to see you, Brother James. Thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. We're getting ready to get on out of here. But in my close, I want to say this. It's not going to end well. It's not going to end well for these Jezebels, these kleptogamists, these simps. It's not going to end well for these shyster lawyers and these shyster judges. It's not going to happen. It's not going to end well for them. It ain't going to end well for this family court system, because guess what? They're about to feel the pain too. Look, whatever announcements y'all got, y'all better speak now, forever hold your peace, because I'm getting ready to get out of here. Whatever announcements y'all got, speak now, forever hold your peace. Man, it's been like that for a long time. This country is the modern day Babylon, Egypt, Sodom, and Gomorrah. Man, it's been like that for a long time. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. And I keep telling y'all again, this is the era of separation. This is the era of separation. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all ain't listening. Whatever announcements y'all got, y'all better speak now, forever hold your peace, because I'm getting ready to get out of here. What y'all got? I'm getting ready to get out of here. I got to go to work in the morning. Oh, okay. All right then. All right. But like I said, y'all, listen good and listen to me carefully. It's not going to end well for these Jezebels, these simps, these shyster lawyers, and these shyster judges. It's not going to end well. It ain't going to end well at all. Period. And these are not only the last days, pardon me, these are not just the last days, these are the last hours. These are the last hours. And with that said, I arrest my case. Yeah, it's time to go. Because it's raining outside. I've enjoyed this conversation with y'all. I hope y'all got something out of it. I hope y'all were reminded about a lot of information. And with that said, I rest my case. Well, it's been a ball, but the clock on the wall says that's all for now. Tune in next Sunday night for another podcast presentation of Yosef's 2 cents, where we will take a topic, break it down, dissect it, analyze it, and apply to our everyday lives as to what we should and should not do. Like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Yosef Isaiah Benjamin Network, and send a request on Facebook, Yosef Isaiah Benjamin. Y'all have a good night, folks. That's been my 2 cents. I'm Yosef X. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. I'm out.